This week, I'll lead you through a sun salutation focused practice, and we are exploring reversing our common breath patterns that we often use in sun salutations. So looking for a slightly different angle and maybe a new experience for the asana practice as well. Let's get started. For this week's practice, you don't need any props unless you like something to cushion your knees. We are going to start from a few kneeling poses before we get into our sun salutation flows. So if that's something that you would like to go and get, then bring something to cushion your knees and then we'll meet in child's pose. So we're going to find our way into child's pose. And this can be any kind of a child's pose. You could have your knees wider apart, or you might bring your knees close together. Give yourself a moment to find a comfortable place for your feet, your knees, your hips. Allow your head to drop down. Maybe just rock the pelvis from side to side a few times. Allowing your hips to soften. Allowing your lower back to soften. And then once you have found that comfortable pose or manageable pose, give yourself a few just slightly slower, maybe deeper breaths in and out. Allowing yourself to feel your breaths. Maybe they flow all the way down towards the belly, towards the back. Softening the tops of the shoulders. And in today's practice, if you are familiar with Ujjayi breath might be a handy friend in today's practice. It might help us find some core engagement as we go through quite a few dynamic sun salutation flows. But if it's not part of your practice, that's very, very fine. Just allow yourself to find that calm breath pattern. Inhaling through the nose and exhale either through the nose or mouth. If you are exhaling through the mouth, you could try exhaling through pursed lips. And just like in Ujjayi breath, you're using your vocal cords to control the exhalation. You can do the same with your lips, just slowing down the exhalations by breathing out through pursed lips. Give yourself a couple more breaths here in this child's pose. And then, if you don't already have your hands and arms overhead, just slide your hands on the mat overhead and we'll do a bit of movement with our hands and wrists in this child's pose. So now, just gently spread your fingers on the mat. And as you inhale, lift your hands onto fingertips, so those cupcake hands. And then as you exhale, spread your palms back on the mat and then press down through the heel of your hand. Now lifting your fingers off the mat, so kind of slightly flexing your wrists, fingers lifting up, the heel of the hand pressing down. And we'll do this a few times. So as you inhale, bring your fingers down and then lift the palm of the mat. So you're just on your fingertips, your wrist is bending the other way. And then as you exhale, bring the palm down, lift your fingers off the mat and actively press the heel of the hand onto the mat. Again, inhale, lift onto fingertips, cupcake hands. And exhale, press down through the heel of the hand, lift the fingers off the mat. 2 more times. Inhale, lifting the palm up onto fingertips, so we're warming up the wrists, engaging through the arms and shoulders. Exhale, bring the palm down, press down through the heels of the hand, lift the fingers off the mat. 1 more round. Inhale into cupcake hands onto fingertips. And exhale, pressing down through the heel of the hand, fingers lifting. And then bring fingers and the palm down, and with your next couple of breaths, bring yourself onto hands and knees, so onto all fours. And now we're going to extend the right leg behind us, tuck the toes under, and just a few times rock the weight back and forth. After that long child's pose, allowing the leg to extend, allowing your ankle, your foot to move. And then we'll bring the right knee down. We'll do the same with the left leg. So extend the left leg, tuck the toes under, and then a few times rocking back and forth. Here you can also test the weight on the fingers, on the heel of the hand. Couple more times, rocking back and forth. And then we'll bring the left knee down. And then we're going to go down onto elbows and knees. So bring yourself down onto your elbows, and you can either bring your hands together, you might even interlock your fingers, or you can turn your palms onto the mat. And we'll do a few cat-cows, and we'll start to play with that reversed breath idea here. So first, we're going to do a few rounds, exhaling, rounding the spine into the cat pose, and then inhaling, opening the chest, lifting the tail up, maybe looking forward. This would be a normal breath pattern for me. Let's try a couple more times. Exhale, round the back. This might already be a reversed pattern for you. And inhale, open the chest. So we're just playing with the breath. Keep the neck long. 2 more times like this. Exhale, round the back. Chin can come towards the chest, tucking the tail under. And inhale, open the chest. Gently drawing the shoulders away from the chest. Sorry, from the ears. 1 more round. Exhale, round the back. And inhale, open the chest. Now stay in the back bend and exhale. And then as you inhale, round the back. And exhale, open the chest, lifting the tail up. So now we have changed the breath pattern. Again, inhale, round the back, and maybe send the breath towards the back side of your body. Exhale, open the chest, releasing the back into the back bend. 2 more rounds. Inhale, round the back. And exhale into that back bend, the cow pose. 1 more round. Inhale, rounding the back, pressing down through the elbows, through the knees. And exhale, 1 more back bend. And then just find a neutral spine and lift yourself back onto hands and knees and do a couple of circles. Circling the weight from hands to knees, knees to hands, allowing your neck to move. And then go the other way, just a relaxed circling movement, releasing any tension there might be in the shoulders, in the hips. And then bring yourself to center, and we're going to lift into downward dog. So tuck the toes under and send your pelvis up. You could pedal the feet a bit, maybe walk from one hand to the other, and just testing that downward dog. And try to gently pull the weight of the wrists, kind of reaching the pelvis up and back. Head can drop down. Knees can be bent, heels can be off the mat. Take another breath here, in and out. And then we're going to walk our feet towards the hands, maybe to the outside of the hands, kind of stepping feet a bit wider. Just releasing the upper body down. You take the weight off your hands, maybe hold the elbows and swing your upper body from side to side. Take another breath here, in and out, soften through the neck, testing that forward bend as well. And then release your hands, your arms down, bend the knees slightly, and now as you exhale, start to roll the back up. So out breath lifting you up. And just find your head on top of the spine. You could roll the shoulders a couple of times. And then bring your feet under the pelvis. And then we're going to go into our sun salutations. And we are planning to do 5 rounds. The first round is going to be slower. I'll talk you more through the first round, and then we'll start to follow the pace of our breathing. So idea is that we are now reversing the common breath pattern. So first round, follow the instructions maybe a bit more, and then let yourself flow with your own breath. And it's okay if it feels awkward in the beginning. That's the purpose. That is why we are reversing the breath pattern, trying to find something new. Just breathe in and out. Take one more breath here, in and out, grounding your feet, feeling that Tadasana pose. Inhale. And as you exhale, reach your arms up, reach the back up. And now as you inhale, lift yourself into a forward bend. Full forward bend, knees could be bent. Hands on the shins, exhale into flat back, halfway up. And then as you inhale, fold back forward, bring hands down and step or jump your feet back into plank. Exhale, stay in that plank, really drawing in through the core. And then as you inhale, lower yourself down, either low plank or all the way down onto the mat. Exhale, lift yourself into cobra or upward facing dog. And then as you inhale, lifting up into downward dog. And exhale, just let yourself settle into that downward dog. Reaching the pelvis away from the hands. Taking that pressure off the wrists, knees could be bent. Take another breath in and out. And then with your next exhalation, you could look forward to your hands. And as you inhale, step or jump your both feet forward. As you exhale, extend the back again, halfway up into flat back. Inhale, fold forward into that full forward bend. Head can drop down. As you exhale, reach your back and arms up, knees could be bent, reaching all the way up towards the ceiling. Inhale, release the arms down. And then take a breath here in Tadasana pose. So that's the breath pattern. Let's try second round. And as soon as you get a hold of your breath pattern, just let yourself flow in your own pace. So inhale. Exhale, reach your arms up, press down through the feet. Inhale, lift yourself into a full forward bend. Round your back. Exhale into flat back, either hands on the shins or fingertips on the mat. Inhale, bring hands down, step or jump your feet into plank. And now exhale here, really engage your core, your legs. And then inhale, lower down, either low plank or down on the belly. Exhale into cobra or upward facing dog. And as you inhale, lift up through the pelvis into downward dog. Exhale, settle into that downward dog. Maybe reaching the pelvis again up and back, or adjusting the hands, adjusting the feet. And take a few breaths here. Feel your palms, fingers on the mat. And soften the neck, soften the tops of the shoulders. Take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, you could look forward to your hands. Inhale, step or jump your feet forward. And exhale, halfway up into flat back. Again, reaching head away from the tail, core engaged. Inhale, folding forward. Knees can be bent or straight. Exhale, reaching up. Back, arms reaching up into that high mountain. Inhale, release the arms down, keeping your head reaching up. And we are back in Tadasana pose. You can breathe in and out. And we'll go for the third round. Follow your own breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, press down through the feet, reach your back, reach your arms up. Inhale, full forward bend. So folding forward. Exhale to flat back. Long line through the spine. Inhale, hands down, step or jump into plank. Now exhale, stay in plank. Again, core drawing in. Inhale, lower down, low plank or down on the belly. Exhale into cobra or upward facing dog. Inhale, lift up through the pelvis into downward dog. And exhale, settle in. Breathe here in and out. Very active, kind of drawing in and up through the pelvis. That long line through the spine. And just notice how you breathe here. Take one more breath in and out. And then with the next exhalation, look forward to your hands and inhale, step or jump your feet forward. Exhale to flat back and feeling that core drawing in with the exhalations. And inhale, round your back into that full forward bend. Exhale, reaching up through the back, through the arms. And inhale back into your Tadasana pose. And then we have 2 more rounds. If you feel like picking up the pace, feel free to do that. Inhale.
Exhale, reaching up. Inhale, forward bend. Exhale to flat back. Inhale, bring hands down, step or jump into plank. Exhale, stay in plank. Push the floor away. Inhale, low plank, down to belly. And exhale into your back bend, into your cobra or upward dog. Inhale into downward dog. Take a few breaths in downward dog again. Now this time focus on your legs, keeping your thighs active, keeping your feet active. Heels might be off the mat, but still feeling that activation coming through the soles of the feet into your thighs, lifting up through the pelvis. Next exhalation, you can look forward. Inhale, step or jump your feet forward. Exhale to flat back. And inhale, bending down. Exhale, reaching up. And inhale, arms come down. And then we'll go through one more round. Now I'll just give you the breath cues. Inhale. Exhale, reaching up. Inhale, folding forward. Exhaling, flat back. Inhale, hands come down, step or jump back. Exhale, stay in plank. Inhale, down. And exhaling into your back bend. Inhaling to downward dog. And exhale, settle in. Take a couple of breaths in and out. Feeling that line coming through the arms, through the back. Feeling the line coming up through the legs into the pelvis. Take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, you can look forward. Inhale, step or jump your feet forward. Exhale to flat back. Inhale, bending down. And exhale, reaching up, all the way up towards the ceiling. And inhale, reach, release the arms down. And breathe here. And just notice for a few breaths how you feel. And then we're going to slowly roll down. You can bring hands onto your thighs. Exhale. And now as you inhale, start to roll your spine down. Send that breath towards the back side of your body. Rolling all the way down. And then you could again swing your upper body a bit from side to side. Just releasing the hands, releasing the arms after all those planks and low planks and downward dogs. And slowly bring hands down, bend the knees, and then bring your knees down onto the mat and round your back into child's pose. If you want, you can leave arms overhead, but you might also bring arms down next to your legs. That might help to release the shoulders more after having arms overhead for quite
many times. Just take a few bit more relaxed breaths in and out. So if you're still engaged with your ujjayi breath, you might now let go of the ujjayi breath for a little while and just let yourself take natural, easy, relaxed breaths. Maybe rocking the pelvis from side to side. And then with your next few breaths, find yourself back onto hands and knees. From hands and knees, walk your knees to the left side of the mat so you can sit down onto your right hip. Lean down onto your right side and then open your chest up towards the ceiling into a reclining twist. Allowing that left arm to open away from the legs. Allowing shoulders to soften. Head can turn to one side or the other. Send a few breaths down and up. So now we are just observing that natural breath cycle. We are letting go of controlling our breathing and just allowing the breath to start relaxing more. Take another breath in and out in your twist. And slowly, from that twist, release yourself onto your back, releasing the legs, releasing the arms. And then we're going to go into that twist on the other side. So either hug the knees in and then bring knees to the left side, or you could just have your feet on the mat. Maybe rock or kind of slide your pelvis to the right and then bring your knees down and open your chest. Maybe open the right arm away from the legs. And again, just follow your breath, follow that natural breath pattern. Allowing shoulders to soften. Allowing neck to soften. Allowing your jaw to soften. Allowing your face, your eyes to soften. Take another breath in and out in your twist. And then slowly start to bring yourself back onto your back. And if you like, you could hug the knees in. You might just rock the legs a bit from side to side. See what you feel you would like to do as a counter pose after those twists. And then I'm going to suggest that we would go into a reclining butterfly. So you bring your feet down and then let your knees turn out to the sides. You could leave your hands, your arms down. You bring your hands onto your body, or you might even bring arms overhead
if that feels good. Let yourself take a few belly breaths here. Let the inner thighs soften. Let your lower back soften. Just feel the weight of your head on the mat. Feel the weight of your pelvis on the mat. Take a couple more breaths in and out here. And then slowly, with your next few breaths, you can either just close the hips from that butterfly, or you might slide your legs along and find your Shavasana pose, your final resting pose. And then once more, bring your awareness, attention to your breath. If you're still doing your Ujjayi breath, let go of that controlled pattern now. And just observe your relaxed breathing. And just notice how you feel now. Notice how you feel after those reversed sun salutations. And reversed, I mean reversed breath pattern in those sun salutations. It's okay if it felt uncomfortable, maybe it felt awkward, maybe it felt strange and weird. That's okay. And it's okay if at some point you went back to your natural breath pattern in those sun salutations. Just make a little note of what happened. We tried something new. What happened in the practice today? And make that observation without any judgment. And then give yourself a few more breaths to rest. Exhale any tension there might be in your body, in your mind. After those few breaths, if you have a little bit more time, just extend this Shavasana pose. You can let yourself stay here as long as you want, as long as you need to today. I'll slowly bring myself up into a seat. If you want to follow, feel free to slowly bring yourself up into a seat. Like I said, you might stay longer in that resting pose today. Listen to yourself until the end of the practice. You know best what you need today. At the end of your practice, as always, most importantly, thank yourself for taking some time to move, to breathe, to maybe try something new with the reversed breath patterns. And I thank you very much for joining in, for sharing the time and sharing the practice today. Namaste. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.